Good morning YouTube, Dave here, back out on Dartmoor for another walk. Today I'm going to be walking up some hills and standing on some rocks. Would you like to join me? That's where we're heading first. Directly in front of us there is Mill Tor. It's a tour that we haven't done yet. We've done the tours to either side of it. We've done a Hart Tor and Oaky Tor to the east of Mill Tor. Did those on my first ever video on the channel. And I've done High Willow's, Yes Tor, West Mill Tor and Row Tor, which are kind of to the north and west of Mill Tor. But Mill Tor's slap bang in the middle of this part of the moor, and I've not done it yet. So we're going to do that today, and then we're going to head all the way out past Yes Tor and High Willow's, deep out into the North Moor, as deep as we've been on the channel so far. We're going to be heading out to Dinger Tor and taking in that tour as well. So 2 more tours to add to the list. I counted up how many tours we've done already on the channel, and it's 34, which is pretty good going, I think, because it feels like we didn't start that long ago. But we're going to be adding 2 more today. We'll be on 36 by the time we finish this video. We've been steadily climbing since I left the car park. Today's walk's about a 6-mile walk. You follow this road, it's called the Circular Road, one of the army roads on the north part of the moor. And you follow it up from the Row Tor car park, which I've parked today, basically due south, and it takes you right past Mill Tor. So when we get to it, I'm going to carve up the side of Mill Tor, and then I'm going to drop back down the way I came up, and then head up a kind of linking track to the aptly named Dinger Tor Road, which is going to take me all the way down to Dinger Tor at the end of it. So it's nice and easy to find, just follow the tracks. Shouldn't be any danger of getting lost, especially not in weather conditions like these. In fact, other than going up Mill Tor itself, I think it is all going to be on these trails. So nice and easy underfoot. No bogginess or anything today, no river crossings either. It's all pretty easy going. At Mill Tor now, we're getting nice and close to, just rising up out of the landscape there. And it is a beauty. I'm hoping the sun stays out. It's looking pretty grey in that direction where the wind's coming from. So hopefully the sun stays out long enough for us to take in the tour. I can see someone up there already, probably getting some nice views. Making my way up the side of Mill Tor now, and it's pretty steep going already, picking my way through this kind of clitter of rocks that we've got in front of us. But there's kind of a path making its way up. I don't know, maybe not. Just these huge lumps of granite scattered about everywhere, but we're making progress, we're getting there. I watched Forchesian's video of Mill Tor a few weeks ago now, and I remember thinking it looked a stunning tour when I watched that video. So I'm excited to get up there and see for myself, see what it looks like. Well, we're up here now on the first plateau, and not the right the way at the top, that's all the way up there, but already look at this. It's stunning up here. A little pool just down there, so watch where you're walking when you get up the top here. You can tell it would often be quite boggy up here just by the plants that are growing, so you probably want to avoid this place if it's been chucking it down with rain. But look at this out this way. That's where we've been before. That's Oki Tor, Little Oki Tor. Natterborough Tor is just poking over the rock there. Hart Tor is just down there straight ahead. You can just see those cars parked at the end of the road. Let's get up on top of this little outcrop of rocks and show you the view from the top. It's pretty windy up here today, but it is beautiful. Look at this. Got views in every direction. So the tour's up this way, ones we've done before. So that's Row Tor, back towards the car park. Car park's just over there, you can actually see it from here. Then you've got Row Tor, West Mill Tor, just up there. That's Little West Mill Tor that I went to before. And that's Yes Tor up there. And then High Willows out there, highest point on Dartmoor. And where we're going later is out that way, Dinger Tor. You can't see it from here, it's behind that hill. And it won't feel it when we get there, but Dinger Tor is actually considerably higher than East Mill Tor. And you'll see what I mean. I'll take a screenshot of the outdoor active map that I've got, because I'm actually tracking this walk on the outdoor active. And you wouldn't think it, and I'll show you when we get to Dinger Tor, but Dinger Tor is actually quite a bit higher than East Mill Tor. And it's because we get down on that track, back down off of Dinger Tor, and then it's just a solid climb for the next hour or so of walking, maybe an hour and 20. But these views are gorgeous. We're gonna have to get up to the top of East Mill Tor in a minute, but for now I'll show you the views from this outcrop, and then we'll carry on making our way up. Beautiful up here this morning. It's starting to warm up as well now we've got moving. The sun's come out a little bit, not as cold as we were at the start. Wind's not quite as biting. Well, East Mill Tor is beautiful so far. We've still got a fair bit of climbing to go to reach the top. It's all the way up there. But it is stunning up here, especially with this weather. It'd be nice if the clouds that are here just kind of went away a little bit and we had some just completely blue skies, but the clouds casting shadows across the landscape is beautiful as well. see a big herd of cows out that way, and I'm pretty sure they are cows this time. I don't think they're horses, or ponies I should say. Oh, it's still a bit of a climb. We've done the steepest part, but it's still reminded me that we are still going up. Climb's not done yet, but we haven't got that much further to go now. There's the highest Tor's on Dartmoor over there. Yes, Tor's the second highest, High Willow's the highest. From this angle you'd swear that Yes Tor is higher. It's just an optical illusion. High Willow's is higher by 6 feet. Well, we've made it, and to prove it, here we are. Summit of East Mill Tor. Highest point. East Mill Tor bagged. That's tour number 35 of our All the Tours journey. And the views are some of the best so far. The sun glistening off the water down there in the valley. That's where we went on my first ever video. We walked down there, turned left along the trail that's kind of just below the ridgeline here. We turned left and we headed up onto Oki Tor, which is that tour just over there. And we followed the ridgeline down over Little Oki Tor, Natterborough Tor, all the way down past that farm, dropped down into the valley, couldn't cross the river, followed it down, then back up the hill to Hart Tor, which is straight in front of us here. And there's the kind of lower crags of East Mill Tor, which are beautiful. But this is the summit. These are the views. Definitely worth the climb. Thank you for Chesians for putting me onto this one. It was his video that made me want to come up here. Well, I was going to come up here at some point anyway, but his video gave me the bug for it. I can see someone right over on top of High Willow's from here. The views are just 360 degrees, but it is pretty windy. I've had to readjust my hat because it was about to blow off. Well, they are cows, 100% confirmed, but they're all laying down. That's not a good thing. I'm pretty sure that means it's going to rain. That's what my nan used to tell me anyway. Hopefully it holds off until after I finish the hike. It's a beautiful tour. There's one more outcrop of rocks to take in over here on the northern edge of the tour, and I'm going to head back and down off of the tour up the road that joins the circular military road to Dinger Tor Road, and follow Dinger Tor Road all the way out to Dinger Tor, funnily enough. As long as the sun stays out, it's gorgeous today. Just the right temperature now. Just the sun's just warm enough As long as the sun stays out, it's just warm enough to kind of counteract the wind that I'm feeling up on the top of this tour. But as soon as the sun goes in, you really feel that chill. There we go, that was East Mill Tor. Heading back down now off of the summit, which is just up there. Gonna retrace my steps back the way I came, back over that little bridge, and then I just have to go back up the road slightly, and then I take a left-hand turn and move on to an adjoining road that joins me from the circular military road up to the Dinger Tor military road, and then I just follow that all the way down to Dinger Tor. So that's tour number 35 bagged, East Mill Tor, and what a beautiful tour it is as well. One of my favourite tours that we've done so far for these videos. I think Great Staple Tor still pips it, but East Mill Tor is definitely right up there. Possibly my second favourite behind Great Staple Tor. It's been gorgeous up here this morning. And even now, walking back down, look at this. You're just walking between all these rocky outcrops. Each one of them's got an incredible view behind it as well. When the sun's out and there's blue sky behind it, you get the shadows in between the kind of layers of granite, and it just makes it pop that little bit more. It's just incredible up here. I love Dartmoor. I know I always say it, but it's always true. One more tour to go today, but it's a bit of a walk to get out there. I'm going to head down now off the side of East Mill Tor. This is the way I came up. Just down here, you can see just where that little black lamb is running down there. Where the road curves slightly, that's where the bridge is. So head back down there, cross over, and then you can actually see the trail that I'm going to take next. It goes up and it winds up the side, and then the Dinger Tor road that it joins up with heads all the way up along the ridge line there underneath Yes Tor and High Willows. They'll be on my right hand side as I'm walking out towards Dinger Tor. We're not going that high up today, but Dinger Tor is a lot higher than East Mill Tor, and I'll show you the graphic on my outdoor active map that shows the altitude of the walk at certain points, and you'll see what I mean. But you'll also see what I mean when I say when we get out there that it won't look as high as East Mill Tor. It doesn't have the same prominence as East Mill Tor, but it is higher. It's just a lot of climbing before we get to it. Here's the bridge that we're crossing over, and we've just got to head up this trail a little bit and then take a left-hand turn literally just up there, and then head out towards Dinger Tor. And it's roads all the way from this point. The Dinger Tor road leads all the way down to Dinger Tor. It's so still down here. It's incredible, really. But we're only just up there 5 minutes ago, up on East Mill Tor. Really windy, and it's obviously windy when you're higher up, but still, for it to go so still as soon as you drop down, it's like you're in a completely different world. Someone over there filming, doing a bit to camera. Wonder if he's got a YouTube channel as well. Probably has. This is the turn off, and we're heading left and up here towards Dinger Tor Road, and it's pretty much a consistent climb now, not massively steep at any point, but consistent for probably about the next hour of walking, I would say, until we get to Dinger Tor. So we're going to put some miles behind us here and get moving and try and get out to Dinger Tor in fairly good time. Oh, there's a very farm animal smell around here, if you know what I mean. And if you don't know what I mean, it stinks of shit. Well, here we are. This is Dinger Tor Road. We're just joining up with now. That's Tor, just poking up over the horizon there. West Mill Tor just over there on the horizon. Looking back that way, that's where we've just come from, East Mill Tor. So we're almost up on a level with East Mill Tor again. There's the summit over there. That's those kind of crags that I reached beforehand, and we're pretty much on a level with those crags now, even though we've just walked up this trail, and we've still got to go all the way up there, that Snaking Road. And when it disappears over the crest of the hill there, it actually does keep going up after that. So you can see what I mean by we're actually going to end up a lot higher than East Mill Tor later on. But there's two big groups of hikers in front of me on this track. As you can see, it's nice and easy to navigate, so a lot of people use it. And now it's getting a little bit later in the day, everybody else is up and about, so it's a shame. I'm not going to have Dinger Tor to myself by the looks of it, unless maybe they're not going all the way out to Dinger Tor. There is a route up to High Willows from here. You basically walk out to Dinger Tor and then kind of turn right essentially and head up the side of High Willows, or you can keep going out past Dinger Tor. Dinger Tor's the end of the kind of track, but there are other tours and other sites to see further out into Dartmoor, so maybe they're carrying on. But I'm also moving quite a bit quicker than them, so I think I'm going to catch up with them anyway. But maybe not. If I'm stopping to film and stuff anyway, I might not catch them. You'll notice I've de-jacketed. I'm just in my t-shirt now. Well, not just my t-shirt, I've got other stuff on as well. But it's yeah, it's getting nice and warm actually in the sun, even with the wind picking up a little bit now as we get a little bit higher. The yeah, the sun's just warming me up a little bit, so t-shirt's fine for now. I haven't brought any sun cream though, because I didn't think it was going to be this sunny. It was saying it was going to be cloudy all day. I was expecting that blue sky we saw at the start of the walk to be the only blue sky that we saw today, but as you can see, looking around now, the weather's being very kind to me today. That's the Cuttery Clitter, I believe it's called. Just this huge pile of rocks down the side of the hill there. And I believe that's part of the Dartmoor Tours and Rocks challenge on Peakery, on the Peakery website. So if anyone's doing that, this is where you can find Cuttery Clitter. Tick that one off your list. And it's just in the valley underneath Dinger Tor Road here, and just to the west of East Mill Tor, which is just over here. That's where we were just now. What a beautiful tour. Took me by surprise, because it looked beautiful in Forchesian's video, but as always, videos can never do it justice. My video won't be doing it justice to you guys. Dartmoor's a place that you really have to see and experience for yourself to understand why people fall in love with it so much. It's not the easiest going up this road. There's a lot of loose rocks, as you can see. It's mainly made up of loose rocks. There's kind of bare patches, but yeah, it's mostly loose rocks, and it's not super steep, you know. It's a steady climb, but it's definitely not a level walk, not a flat walk. And when you're climbing on these kind of loose stones and rocks, they're easy to move around. They all move underfoot. You just have to watch where you're putting your feet. You don't want to twist an ankle out here. That would be very not good. This is stunning, isn't it? And I'll say it every week, but it is. Oh. Look at East Mill Tor now, completely in shadow. You can see the herd of cows just down there on the hill that we saw earlier from East Mill Tor. I can now officially say that we are higher than the summit of East Mill Tor, highest point on the walk so far. There it is over there, that's where we came from. But we've still got a lot of up to go. You can see the trail kind of bends off around the corner there and just keeps on going. We're going over that hill in the background and up and up and up. Then as we're coming up to Dinger Tor, we actually start dropping down again, because come over the brow of the hill and then just drop down slightly, not very much, only a couple of minutes of walking. Yeah, we've not got too far to go to get up there now. We've only got about 4 miles left of the entire hike now. I added on a little bit more than I was going to be doing because of all the walking around I did on top of East Mill Tor. So the app didn't plan for that when I plotted in the route. So it's actually going to be more like 7 miles rather than kind of just over 6 miles, but that's fine. Like I say, it's trails all the rest of the way now, because we follow this trail all the way up to Dinger Tor, and we follow it all the way back down past West Mill Tor, past the kind of turn off where we joined Dinger Tor Road, and then past West Mill Tor, turn off, walk under Row Tor, then back to the car park. Well, there's Yes Tor and High Willows now, fully in view as we make our way further and further up this hill. Dinger Tor isn't too far away now either. If we look out in this direction, see Oakmont Hill, and behind it, that box on the hill right off on the horizon, is Hanging Stone Hill. You get out there, you are properly out in the moor. So this is what I mean, we're going deep into the moor, we're going further out into the moor than we've been before, from this direction at least. It's just we're sticking to the roads today, so it's nice and easy. It doesn't feel like you're out in the middle of nowhere, but we are properly out into the moor, and we're going further and further out into the moor, because Dinger Tor, I think from here, is just under a mile away. It's not too far at all really, but it's another mile or just under a mile in the opposite direction to the edge of the moor, so further towards the centre of Dartmoor. And we're getting there, we're expanding our territory that we've covered by a little bit each time, adding a couple of tours on each time, that sort of thing, each time we go out. And today has proven to be glorious weather. I'm going to get bitten in the arse for this later, because I expect on my walk back it's going to start absolutely pissing it down with rain. But I've got the waterproof, it's in the bag. It always is when I'm out on Dartmoor, even if we're forecast bright blue skies and sunny weather all day, and I come up here and there's not a cloud in the sky. You can still get caught out in the rain on Dartmoor, it can change so quickly. So always be prepared, but hopefully, fingers crossed, I won't need the waterproof today. Hopefully it stays like this. Although as I come over the hill, it's looking a lot greyer in that direction than it is behind me, and the wind's kind of blowing from that way, so we shall see, won't we? Wind's getting up a bit now as well, once again. Now we've got up higher, but we're well above the top of East Mill Tor now. That's back over there. We're making good progress. and soon we're going to start dipping down towards Dinger Tor when we come over the brow of the hill. Hope you guys enjoyed my review last week of this little backpack, my Kitter 20 litre £18 cheap budget day pack review, whatever you want to call it. It was something a little bit different, not out on the moor, but I still chucked in a few clips of me out on the moor using this backpack. And I thought the backpack deserved a little bit of love, you know. I use it all the time. I've used it for a year. Yeah, it's coming apart in certain areas, but that just gives it a little bit of character, you know. I do want something new, something a little bit harder wearing, maybe a branded backpack, something that I can have a little bit more trust in, something a little bit more expensive, let's face it. But this has done a job for me for the last year. I wanted to give it a little bit of love because it's in every video and it never really gets mentioned, but it's always there and it's always done what I need it to do, apart from when one of the hiking pole kind of straps fell off, and I've not been able to use hiking poles with it since because I can only store one of them at a time. But other than that, it's been good. I'll probably do some more gear reviews at some point, cheap gear that I've got, because I'm always buying new stuff and it's always cheap because I don't have that much money. So if budget gear reviews, cheap gear reviews are your thing, then yeah, hit the subscribe button because there will be more coming, but they're going to be interspersed with hiking videos. It's still a hiking channel, so as much as I might do some gear reviews, it's mostly going to be hiking. It's mostly about ticking off all these tours, which we're about to do another one. We've done one today. We're about to do number 36, Dinger Tor. Look at this flock of sheep that I've just come up on. And there's another herd of cows behind them. Most of them are laying down as well. So again, I think that means it's going to rain. I hope it doesn't. The views in front of us have really opened up now. That's Mill Tor on the horizon, right out in the centre of Dartmoor, looking as close as it's ever been. And behind it, there's the mast of North Hessery Tor. See my video from a couple of weeks ago, then you'll know that we've done a walk in that area, a couple of walks in that area actually. We pan across, that's Great Miz, over near the Princetown Tors. And you can see Ruse Tor, Great Staple Tor. Again, if you watch the video that I put out a few weeks ago now, the best hike for beginners on Dartmoor, you'll recognise that kind of gateway formation, if you like, the twin pillars of granite that make up Great Staple Tor. You can see them from all the way out here as we head out towards Dinger Tor. Well, here we are, Dinger Tor. We've made it. And you can see what I mean. Just looking at the Tor, looking kind of up to High Willows there, you wouldn't think that this Tor is higher up than we were on East Mill Tor earlier when we had all those stunning views. But it is. And you can see that's where the road ends, Dinger Tor Road. Dinger Tor does look more impressive from down the bottom, but I'll show you the views from up at the top first, because it does open up when you get here, but it's just not a very prominent Tor, and it's surrounded by some absolute monsters. You've got Kitty Tor up there on Corn Ridge, Stenger Tor further down the ridge, that's Fallsland Ledge over there, High Willows up at the top of the hill, highest point on Dartmoor. You can see back over to Steeperton Tor, up to Oakmont Hill, all the way out to Hanging Stone Hill as well. And there down in the middle of the valley is Lintz Tor. We saw that from the top of High Willhays on the highest Tors on Dartmoor video. You can really see what I mean about Dinger Tor being more impressive from below. There's lots of ferns growing out the cracks on this Tor, which makes it quite unique. I've not seen too many tours with so much foliage growing out of them. Oh look, it's a well hidden Dartmoor letterbox. Oh, and this one looks dry. Let's take it over here, we'll sit down on a rock and we'll see what we've got inside. So this letterbox has been left in memory of Ken Walpole by his sons Jeff and John. And here they write a little bit about Ken, who was an experienced sailor and navigator who loved the sea, and when he finally gave up his boat he turned instead to navigating the ocean of grass on Dartmoor, a place that he grew to love as much as the ocean. He wrote booklets inspired by its landscape and history and was constantly fascinated by the Myers, a word he took for his online name of Maya Man. This letterbox is here because it was here when his sons wild camped with him on a cross moor walk many years ago, and also where his ashes are scattered. And the stamp has taken pride of place in my book. I've left a little note as well in the notepad that's been left here. So if you do find this letterbox in the future, there's a little note from me in there. And if you do find letterboxes on Dartmoor, don't take anything from them. Don't mess them up or anything like that either. Just sign the book, put the stamp in your own book if you've got one, and put it back exactly where you found it. I'm leaving Dinger Tor behind now, heading back along the road. Cows are all stood up, so I guess the threat of rain has passed. It didn't rain, so maybe that saying was wrong after all. There was a lovely memorial at Dinger Tor that Jeff and John have done for their dad. For someone who loves Dartmoor, I can't think of a better way to be immortalised out here than that. You don't want like a stone put in place or a statue built or something like that, because it kind of it would ruin the wildness of the moor. But something like that, a letterbox, which is, you know, part of the DNA of Dartmoor, if you like, letterboxing. This is where it started, right here on Dartmoor. It's a great way to celebrate the memory of the Maya Man. But anyway, I'm heading back now, and it's just going to be along the same road that you watched me walk along on the way out here, so it's probably not going to be too interesting for you guys. So I'll say goodbye now. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please consider subscribing. I post once a week, and it's mostly content like this, to be honest. Coming out and trying to do all of the tours on Dartmoor. And that one, Dinger Tor, was our 36th. So we're well on the way there. It feels like the YouTube channel is still very young, but we've already got 36 tours behind us and counting. More to come soon. So thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching the video as much as I enjoyed making it, because it's always stunning to be out on Dartmoor. And if I wasn't making videos, I'd be doing these exact walks, but just not talking to myself. So that wouldn't be as fun, would it? But thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon for another adventure. Cheers.